Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Tacoma. We have the main memory in the botany area, and then just like no memory at all in this section at all, or at least it doesn't. Nothing ends or starts here. I guess nothing starts here. There's a code. We haven't even really looked at what is down here in irrigation, which I guess that is where the passcode is required. And you can even see a hint as to what the code is required to get in there. So since we've already solved that, we probably should just unlock the door. That way we can follow any recordings that way. It was 0281. Lots of reusing of the numbers 2, 0, and 8 in these codes. 0, 2, 8, 1, where 4, 7, 3, 5, and 9 seem to be completely unused. Down here in irrigation, doesn't seem like there might be too much here. We have smokeless cigarettes, a pamphlet for stone shaping fundamentals. Here we have a stone, which interestingly enough, we did see a third stone platform. But yeah, it doesn't really seem like there's anything here of too big information. Oxygen supplies being very low. And I can't help but feel like I'm really just goofing off more than anything by putting a stone here. And that stone is definitely not anywhere as close, as smooth as the other stones. So if there is some like murder mystery thing, we're not anywhere close to it yet. Let's see what this says.
All right, what do you say, folks? Yay or nay?
Obviously, we're on board.
I'm in.
Me too.
This was 3 days ago.
Okay.
All right. Well, we non-essential personnel need to figure out how to do everything we can to set this mission up for success, then get the hell out of your way as quickly as possible. Time is oxygen, people. Break. I can't believe everybody went along with this.
So Nat, I guess her name is Natalia. Nat Ali, I guess is how you'd pronounce that, is the essential personnel, and maybe Roberta is essential. Nobody else, not so much essential. Here we have yet another desktop thing. I wonder if they specifically had the conversation in the botany lab because Odin can't see them in the botany lab. 72 hours without serious risk of brain damage. Past that and you're really pushing it. How much oxygen? I mean hardly at all. Wait, where are you going with this? So if it was 3 days ago, that's more than, that's 72 hours just about. So either we're gonna find these people alive in the cryogenic and about to die, or we're gonna find them dead. So yeah, and this is before they got the widgets with the time. But the good news is, I think they didn't actually go into cryogenesis right at 3 days ago, so that there's maybe just enough time. Apparently, some people were going to go down in the delivery drone, too. So, some people are in cryostasis, some people are in the delivery drone. Let's follow this group of people.
Oh, I didn't expect them to either.
Oh my god. So now we actually have to build this thing.
Yeah, that was the whole point. Hold on, I need to ask Evie something.
Okay.
Evie! Hey, Evie, hey, I know you're all like gung-ho to help us out and everything, but I did the math. If we could get this done in like 48 hours, not 72...
Could the rest of us wait longer to go in?
Exactly.
Listen, ladies, I get it. You're trying to do right by us, but every minute we wait to go in is a minute you don't have to get this thing flying. And knowing what we know about VT, we've got to give you every chance we can to succeed.
So there's no way we can convince you?
We made a plan. Now we just need to hold up our end of the bargain.
Then I guess we should stop wasting time and get to work.
This is gonna be good, Evie. You just wait. Ride of your life.
More ways than one.
Hmm.
Okay, where do we start?
Start? I got things started as soon as
The
sun
problem
went down.
here is that
I'll show you what I got.
anytime even a group of people
To the
split,
workshops.
so that's as far as that memory goes.
I got things started.
Alright.
Point.
Build. Everybody went along with this.
I know. I didn't expect them to either.
And so then we'll just follow
So now
not
we actually have to build
Roberta
this thing.
here
Yeah,
to see
that
if
was the
she
whole
said
point.
something
Hold
or
on, I need
did
to ask you
something
Okay?
different.
Evie! Hey, Evie, hey,
Nope,
I
she
know
just
you're all, like,
kinda
gung-ho to
follows.
help us out and everything, but
All right. What do you say, folks?
The
Yay
good
or
news
nay?
now, it looks like Clive
Obviously, we're on
and
board.
Evie
I'm in.
Me too.
are probably not doing too much.
Okay.
All right.
Andrew seems to be the
We
least
non-essential personnel
agreed upon
need
this.
to figure out how to do everything we can to set this mission up for success. Then get the hell out of
It
your
did
way as
occur to
quickly as
me that
possible.
the
Time is
story being
oxygen,
told to
people.
you here is
Great.
very
I can't
I'll,
believe
different
everybody went along with
and
this.
probably worse
I didn't expect them
than
to
Gone
either.
Home.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So now we actually have to build
Hey,
this thing.
In that
Clive,
Gone Home,
wanna talk?
Hold on, I need to
Sure,
ask you
Evie.
something.
Are you okay?
Evie! Hey, Evie, hey, I know you're all like gung-ho
like
to
Gone
help us out
Home
and
really
everything, but
has 6
I did the
characters, but
math.
really you're
If we could
seeing
get this done
the
in, like,
perspective of the
48 hours, not
sister
72.
through the eyes
The
of
rest
the
of
other
us wait
sister.
longer to go in?
And
Exactly.
so it's the younger sister who
Listen,
ran
ladies, I
off's
get it.
perspective
You're trying to do
of
right by
the mother
us,
and the
but
father.
every minute we wait
And
to
I
go
and
in
I
is a
think
minute
that's
you don't
kind of
have to
it.
get this
It's
thing
just
flying.
like
And knowing what we know
there's the
about
mother,
VT,
the father, and the
we've gotta give you
girlfriend,
every chance we can
and
to
that's it.
succeed.
So
there's no way we can convince you?
like
We made a
this
plan.
is very
Now we
different
just need to
because
hold up
either
our end
you
of the bargain.
it would be similar if you couldn't
Guess we should
trust
stop wasting
the
time
AR
and
visualizations here,
This is
and
gonna be good.
this was from the perspective of a
Ride of your life.
untrustworthy narrator of Odin, but I assume that's
I
not the
didn't think
case.
Things would end like this. Did you?
What do you mean, end?
Come on, Clive.
What?
You really think they can turn that thing into a passenger vehicle in 2 days? We might as well hold our breath and just try dog paddling over there. Listen, it's okay. We know it's not safe working up here. We just don't think about it
Look,
a
you
lot,
can even
but
see some damage
here we
there.
are. And we knew it all along.
But VT could...
VT's not fucking coming, Clive. VT's not fucking coming. You think sending a crew up here at the drop of a hat just to check on things is worth it to them? Dollars and cents, Clive. You know what one of those fuckers said to me one time? If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. Them sending a crew up in time, it just doesn't make sense.
So you're just giving up then?
No. We're doing what we said we'd do. Bert and Nat, they are our only shot and we have got to take it. But I can also be realistic that...
Evie, I don't want to be realistic with you.
And again, this would probably be better if this was just full motion video footage.
Well, time to go make final preparations then.
But not too finally. You know, I'm picturing it. The day we'll be walking together. Like this. The gravity, it won't be artificial. I mean, isn't it strange? We've never felt the Earth's pull together. One day.
One day.
There's obviously some more conversations happening here.
Evie, do you think you could get everyone to medical?
Hmm.
I want to make sure they've got the best shot at waking back up once they do go in.
All right. How about this? Let's give folks a little time to regroup. But why don't Clive and I follow you over there right now and get ours done? No time like the present.
Lead the way.
Okay, Evie, Hello? Guess I'll catch up with y'all later then.
Alright, so we'll just rewind back here. Yeah, I think Gone Home did it better by everything being from the perspective of one person. And this game definitely feels like it's trying to basically do the same thing, but do it in opposite by giving you 6 people's perspectives on the story.
All right.
But the story itself is not intriguing enough to
We're on board.
actually
I'm in.
follow 6
too.
people. Like, none of these people are really coming off
Okay.
as
All right.
particularly
Non-essential personnel.
interesting
Need to figure out how to
characters.
do
They're just
everything we
normal
can to set this
people.
mission up for success. Then get the hell out of your way as quickly
And I
as
guess
possible.
at this point you have
Time is oxygen, people.
a male and female
Right.
relationship, female and
Oh,
female
yeah.
relationship, so that
I'll head
seems
downstairs and
fairly
get started
fair.
on something.
Okay.
Hey, Andrew. Andrew.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, are you okay?
Evie! Hey!
Nope, I'm
Evie.
not.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk about...
I can't do it. I can't. This is all crazy.
But you said you...
I know. Okay, I know what I said. But what was I supposed to say? You all pressured me.
Andrew.
They really expect us to climb into some jury-rigged thing and ride it through space?
You pick
just
something
because
up
VT
here
might not come pick us up.
and put it
It's
here,
insane.
and it's missing.
And first, we all have to get in cryo just for the privilege. Well, some of us do.
Andrew, I don't know what to say. They do not need us. They need you.
Well,
I
I'm not
guess
doing
he's
it.
connecting
I'm not getting in
this
cryo.
cord.
I'm gonna be the same. Nobody even considered that VT might come pick us up in time if we just wait. Nobody even considered it.
Listen, just... don't talk to anybody else about this for now, okay? And if I were to call the crew into medical, you'd show up, right?
I guess it depends what it is.
Okay. Just... give me a little time.
See, what would be interesting is if it turned out that he is the bad guy or she's the bad guy.
Hey, Odin.
Yes, Andrew?
I guess Odin can show up here.
What should I do?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just want to go home.
I understand.
Do you?
I believe that I do.
Can you tell me the average time it's taken VT to send an evac crew to investigate situations like this?
The average time between a remote facility losing ground contact and an investigative crew arriving on site is 98.4 hours.
God damn it.
Please try not to be worried, Andrew.
That's easy for you to say. You don't have lungs. So, what do you think we should do?
Standard operating procedure requires all crew to engage cryogenic hibernation until help arrives.
Yeah, you know people die in cryo, right?
I know. Sometimes.
If if we don't make it out of this, can you deliver a message to my family?
I will do everything in my power.
Okay. I'll send you something later, all right?
Of course.
And see, that is just like barely up for a second as far as reading this. And I guess Andrew is in a guy-on-guy gay relationship, which, I mean, they really are just going the full spectrum here. This message seemingly didn't make it out before they lost communication. But we're still not really seeing anything here out of the what would be expected as far as this problem. It's not super surprising, though, that somebody would be against the plan.
Well, looks like this will work. Give us a few extra hours anyway. Thanks, Odin. Evie, Hello? Guess I'll catch up with you all later then.
See, I don't get, though, the background conversation. So yeah, 3 days ago, they were very happy with their oxygen, and then they started losing it fairly quickly in less than a third of a day after the collision, and then the number is very low, and then it spiked up a little bit earlier today, I guess, when I probably docked with the machines. The algae population seemed to have a major bloom yesterday or 2 days ago, which is probably a problem, and then it seemed to have a major die-off, which seems to be a problem. And then oxygen production was very high during the algae bloom, and then yesterday it was very low, which interestingly implies that 2 days ago something happened that is not being reflected as far as the actual oxygen supply. The hole potentially got bigger. There is people in this room, though. Like one more person, I guess, that we have to follow.
All right. What do you say, folks?
And that would be
Me too.
the medic.
Hey.
Well, we need to we can to set this mission the hell out of here.
Oh my
Something.
god.
I actually have to build.
Hey, Andrew.
Clive.
Andrew.
Yeah.
It's not the
Hey,
medic,
are
though.
you okay?
Forward into the future.
So it's just another case of audio playing here to get another speech.
I sometimes hear questions about contractor job security in this time of orbital automation. I simply say, what could be more secure than a prosperous company? We all know that many lower-tier orbital
It's
jobs
kind of like
will need
BS.
to transition to surface facilities. But would we rather subsist on the scraps the unions throw us, our progress held back by outdated regulations? Or would we stride forward into the future, making our entire enterprise stronger, bringing life in orbit to millions of new customers, opening up heretofore unknown opportunities for our valued workers? I know the future I choose, and it brings me joy to know that you too support this vision we all share.
This has been a message from your chief
Almost
executive
seems like
officer, Sergio
the
Venturis.
memory should have started here and you should have entered the area from this point and seen the conversation happen through the window, and then there should have been potentially a lock, a simplistic lock to see that conversation, to get close enough to hear the conversation. That would make more sense video game wise. And I imagine at some point we may want to see something like that or happen, where you get the perception of something happening when it really didn't. Again, though, we are just kind of listening to music. And so unless there's some code around this, or some trick, listening to the music seems pointless. Really not getting one.
I'm freaking out.
Close your eyes.
I did already.
A light wind rustles the green tall grass. Your skirt billows gently.
Okay. So it is this conversation is the point where we should have followed her. So there was more of a conversation with this character.
Odin, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out.
Close your eyes.
I did already.
A light wind rustles the green tall grass. Your skirt billows gently. Warm sun caresses your back.
Yes.
You begin walking forward. The grass is cool. Your feet parted with each.
So she's picturing a picture, and that seems to be literally the only thing this screen is showing right now.
Step. Do you see what is in front of you?
As I step through the grass, I naturally come upon a path.
Yes.
The dirt of the path is soft on the soles of my feet. I don't know what's going to happen to us, Odin.
Sarah.
Almost seems like she's being
I am
brainwashed.
striding forward confidently upon my appointed path.
But I would assume this is just some
Wherever
kind
it
of
takes me
anxiety
is where I am
coping
meant to
mechanism.
be. I am striding
know
confidently
already
on my appointed path.
She has anxiety. And it
Sarah.
seems like a lot of people
Yes,
have
Odin?
anxiety.
Are you going to be all right?
I think so. Oh, Evie. Do you think you could get everyone to medical?
So yeah, she's freaking out. She has anxiety. He's freaking out. He doesn't want to go along with the plan. Everybody's freaking out, which is fairly believable and understandable. Is there any more conversation that could possibly happen here? Like, yes, at any point there could be a cat somewhere in this area also. But if there is an extra person or an extra cat hidden in the world, you would really have a hard time finding it if it's in the middle of the timeline. For instance, if the cat just walked through a door and then out of a door. The problem here still comes down to the fact that this feels all very normal, just like the way things would happen in this event. There's no big twist so far. Let's see what this is. I suspect this may very well be just another boring musical thing.
Ready?
Let's see. This was 6 months ago. Let's see. Revenge, player 1, Sarah, 1,875 points to player 2, Andrew, 250 points, which seems like they're playing some kind of game and doing a very bad job. Andrew is. Venturis stock tumbles following the failure of the Orbital Workers Safety Bill. Bill would have repealed the Human Oversight Accord, opening the door for an ambitious Ventura Belt project. Which maybe that is where this is coming down to, is that 6 months ago they decided they needed to create a disaster that they could blame on the humans so that they could overturn the Human Oversight Accord. That may very well be what's going on here. That's the conspiracy. And then here we have a Christmas card. Oddly, no faces being like scanned in this picture, when sometimes you do get faces scanned in pictures. Oh. So the sun here sent the sunglasses to his father as a gag gift. Let's see. Here we have Sarah at medical playing the game with him, and this game seems to be kind of like flying orbital things. Although if you're in the middle of a game, I don't know why you'd bring up your interface like that.
I'm gonna do it this time.
Boy, does this look awful in the way it's being depicted. Like, none of it's moving at all. And I kind of question why the computer is even rendering these images, because it definitely seems like it definitely seems like it really only wants to scan humans and the AR desktops. I guess maybe this is part of the AR desktops. See, I just don't know if this character...
Okay, Odin. Ready?
is even
I'm
here.
gonna do it this time.
Seems to just be standing there watching him. Can't help but feel like this is literally either an unfinished scene where there should be just more motion, or the whole thing is just glitched. Let's try something here just to be certain. We'll walk out of here. We'll walk in again. We'll rewind.
Okay, Odin. Ready? I'm gonna do it this time.
It may just be that it's too small of an area. And if there's some kind of trick that you're supposed to like stop these recordings at specific points, I don't know if that really makes the most sense either. Let's see. Somewhere around there is his bedroom, so if we were to rewind time and look in the bedroom, like, you can barely see anything there. Yeah. I'm not seeing any people up there or any movement up there. And like fast forwarding and rewinding all of this doesn't seem like it's gonna show you anything. I don't think anything outside the windows is recorded at all. So yeah, it again just doesn't really feel like there's anything to any of this. And in this case, if there was some kind of item I was supposed to collect, I don't think I saw it. But there is some secret here that I've missed. Yeah, there's something about the green guy that we should be following. And I guess we just didn't follow his storyline enough. Alright. So approximately 50 hours of oxygen 2 days ago. Here is his story, his note. He stopped dictating the note after a while. But some of this really does just come down to how much of this do you really even want to read? And I'm totally not that interested in reading a lot of this because the core of it is not that interesting. Gone home, arriving at a new house that's empty when you were supposed to be greeted by your family, definitely has more of an intriguing twist in the first 5 minutes, where your contractor trying to collect logs for a ship is not as intriguing, or the mystery behind potentially what caused the asteroid strike, which it seems like it just happened at random. We have some QR codes and frequently asked questions. As far as your contact info.
Odin, is Sarah ready for me?
I will tell her that you are here.
And see, that's kind of it. We know that the code here is 2080. So if that's the code for that, let's see if that's the code for this. No. We need a key for this. Position access only. If there's something of importance there. And it may very well just be a case that you can't actually ever get in there. Unless she's just got a key hidden somewhere in a shoe or something. Yeah, I guess the question is, where would the key be hidden? Or are we going to have to come back and get the key later? Nail polish. Like, you really can't open boxes or do any search there. So, yeah, it does kind of feel like it's going to be hard to find the key. Now notice there is a drawer here that's different. A top drawer and a bottom drawer. Like, if the end of this game asks you to find objects all over the place and like find all the coins in an area or something, that there might be some idea around that. But it does seem like I've been all over this area and there isn't a key here. So maybe the mystery reveal is that somebody got in this area, stole some potentially powerful drugs, and poisoned somebody. Otherwise, it is just that there's a key somewhere. What's interesting is you see the rugs in certain places. This is that picture that she was looking at when she was freaking out. These pictures are all disheveled, probably because they were knocked over. Let's see. Balm for chapped lips. Nope, there's the key. Look at the notebook. Gum. More Sky Spar. Anti-anxiety things. More nail polish. Right, so the key is there. So we found 2 keys to unlock 2 things. And then at that point, I'm just going to go ahead and take the lock with me and put it here. Just in case there's something we need with multiple locks later on. In this area, we have evidence of the settlement. See, J.J. Pratt died during surgery for a fractured femur following an accident aboard the Venturis Foundation Paradise Spaceport. The independent investigation was inconclusive. The attending surgeon at the time of Mr. Pratt's death, Dr. Sarah Hazamadi, testified during multiple hearings the fault lay not in human error but the faulty judgment of the Venturis medical AI Heka. Following these claims and the lack of refutation from OCEP's investigation, investigator confidence in the reliability of Venturis AI's offerings declined sharply and hasn't fully recovered since. Dr. Hazmati has been transferred off the Foundation of Paradise Spaceport shortly after the hearings began. So a popular food blogger which we pretty much already knew that, so it's not really the newest bits of news. At a certain level, maybe a doctor should have some accountability instead of just giving herself what looks like an infinite access to anti-anxiety pills. But yeah, doesn't really feel like there's anything here. There's, I don't think, a time when anybody would have been in this area.
Maybe one partition was your operating system and the other one was like something. But I do.
Yeah, there's just nothing here. This whole shelf was broken, come to think of it. Wow. Yeah, there's just kind of nothing to take from that, though. Like, you could have inferred that you've just gotten a little bit more backstory, which, I mean, yay. It feels like there probably should have been a guide here that was just trying to expand on these characters to figure out who they are and what they're all about. And we've figured it out somewhat, but not really that much. Alright, so here's the botanist, who is the father in the gay relationship. Clive and Eve St. James are dating each other, and Nat and Roberta are dating each other. And Sarah is the only one that's kind of alone. Although, you still might have the interesting twist if all of these are clones and actually they have no friends or family on Earth, and it's just all a big lie. it seems to me like there is a counterbalance section to each of the sections we've been to that they are not going to let us access, which means this game could have been twice as big, although I'm not sure to any real value. Like the only thing I see is a possibility that there might be a place to lock something later and use the locks, if there's any real gameplay here at all. Let's see. Once AI data is transferred from all modules, you must also secure and return the AI's physical processing medium. The latter requirement is of highest priority. I don't know why it's giving you tasks bit by bit instead of just giving you the full tasks at once. Yeah. So you can close the panel and you can open the panel, but you can't put a lock on it. I guess we'll have to see once again if the game decides to crash or get herky-jerky. Although in all fairness, this game right now has only been running for a few hours, whereas previously I'd left it running for a couple days. No, it still feels a little herky-jerky in the load. Maybe. Well, honestly, the game isn't herky-jerky in any other point, and it really has no excuse for being herky-jerky and just like bad frame pacing. So I wouldn't say I needed to turn down the graphics just for that one instance. Honestly, this game only gets worse if you turn down the graphics. Let's see. Personnel here. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like you would get any more information now that you've done the second section. It does just seem like now we go to engineering and cryogenics is going to be the last thing. And by this point you should know that cryogenics is going to be our last reveal, whether or not the people in those cryogenic tubes are alive or not. Seems like there's probably a panel of some sort to press, and yeah. The big twist may boil down to straight up just deciding who gets to live and who gets to die. If one of these people is supposed to be a bad guy, you maybe choose to kill one of them. Although, in what looks like pretty trying times, so far none of them have done anything to really justify just me arbitrarily killing somebody. Anyways, and if the job, if Venturis told me to kill people, I don't think I would listen to them. You have a limited allies question mark just popping up immediately there. I wonder if that's supposed to be a chapter point or if that was straight up a memory I was supposed to press X on very quickly. I think the AI Odin is trying to talk to me, but seems to be limited in what he can say, unless this is a different AI. Yeah, you can't go anywhere until you start the download. I imagine there just won't be a download for the cryogenic section either. So unless the game gets, yeah, it seems to indicate that we're almost done. Seriously, don't drop it. This is H again. Bye. What were the messages before? I haven't... Alright. Okay, we can send you a secure message through this interface, but this is a one-way connection. We'll be monitoring the situation from here. It's going to take you a while for the first part of the AI net to go up. This is no simple file transfer. Alright, the AR data you've encountered is coming through as well. I'll leave the recovery signature, but it'll leave a recovery signature, but that's okay. First part of the AI net is fully transferred. Our techs here are looking at it remotely. It's intact. Random Odin fact for you while you work. Odin is the very first AI to have branched from the original source over 100 years ago. He's an old guy. This is H, by the way. Hi. We don't know who H is, but we could check the crew roster just to see if there's anybody that starts with an H. I feel like H Dog, the hacker, might be the one talking to us. I hope you can really read this. Okay, your real handler is back from the bathroom, but now bye. It looks like someone tried to wipe all the AR crew records from the station, but a few couldn't be deleted. System shows the ones left behind were being accessed at the time of the wipe. Interesting. Luckily, even with an attempted data wipe, Odin appears to be mentally intact, just dormant. We're close to having a full picture of the data structure. Almost there. Be careful with that Odin brain. It has more mental processing power than Luxembourg. Seriously though, don't drop it. This is H again. Okay, bye. So there is more of a twist here. Guess you could close the panel if you wanted to. In H. And then we have a glitched network technology section that isn't going to let us in, so we're trapped going this way. Operation Moonshot status board. Evie is in cryo, Clive is in cryo, Nat is manual control software ready, installing into drone, Andrew is in cryo, Bert is drone life support, manual control hardware ready, powering up drone, Sarah's standing by as medical support for cryo procedures, Odin is doing AI stuff, and Margaret Catwood is probably sleeping somewhere. Go team. So they're leaving the cat to die. It seems. In here we have power cell access. The whole overlay screen stuff is happening fewer and fewer times now. And like what was a somewhat decent Bixby beer. Wonder if that has to do with the Samsung Bixby AI. But yeah, the gimmick around the AI overlay stuff is really underplayed now. And this is way too much text. Like, way too much text, causing it to be too small. It really feels like somebody's just cooking on a hot plate and having a picnic, which I assume they may have shut down certain sections to preserve oxygen. It would have made a lot of sense to shut down sections and stay all in one area. You have a cracked screen here, which says, auto drone docked by service, malfunction, electrical failure, drone misaligned with service lift warning, please notify mechanical engineer. Interesting. Didn't realize that was a door so much as that was a window. So the drone they were working on here. This is broken too. So it seems like they failed from the looks of it. We've got another passcode, so either they're in there or something here. You have a futuristic fire extinguisher, which if you made a futuristic fire extinguisher, why have I not been seeing fire extinguishers more often on the walls? Like, when you make that kind of custom art, it feels like you would have worked harder to use the custom art. Like, just in this next room there should be a fire extinguisher, like right here or right here, something somewhere. Like, there's plenty of red and pipes, red and gray pipes. Interesting, they've put what looks like just a piece of wood over a door panel instead of the door being closed. It really does seem like they just decided to give up and enjoy what little life they had left at a certain point. Here we got some boobs, some painting, and it's kind of late to the party to have somebody be a painter. And inherently, if this is a spaceship where you're not going to get renewed, painting on the wall just means it's going to get painted over probably when you by the next person there. Yeah, you definitely have the danger of, this is not quite a Rubik's Cube, but close enough. It's a case for dentures, teeth. Yeah, you definitely have a problem here where the game is going to straight up turn into just this romance. Here's a weird alien duck, which there probably is some achievement for taking this with us somewhere, so we'll just go ahead and toss that here. That's almost certainly a reference to the Christmas duck in Gone Home. Just a lot of nothing overall, though. This bed has been built to be wider, and I guess I don't know how they got the mattress to be twice as wide for both of them. Yeah, it definitely feels like they are just setting themselves up to tell this story, that the writers are going to tell a story that is just going to be around the romance here and nothing but the romance. 2 toothpastes, 2 toothbrushes, a hair, what does that say? Pomade. Still no mirrors anywhere. And we have actual tampons. Okay. Which pretty much would only be for Nat, because we know medically there is a suppression marker in the other girl. And there seems like there's a slight inconsistency here as far as this 23-year-old being in this lesbian relationship and also reading a teen magazine, being obsessed with a pop group. But who knows, in 2088 that may be fairly normal. There is a drawer back there, but I don't think you can open it. I don't think there's going to be a secret to opening it. So the last bit of the puzzle for this game is going to be follow the story, see where it takes you all the way, and then that's pretty much it. Here's some more of that triangular tape. Here we have an old United States flag. Here we have what might be a new US flag. Here we have a drawing of Natalie. Here we have hunting of some sort, or outdoor games. Isoprene. These are gloves, I would assume. Second place. 500 bolt action live target. Live quarry open stock. So she's, I don't think, anywhere at a point where she would be. She's very butch is what I think they're trying to go for, but again, it's very stereotypical. Oxycodone codeine is a pain thing, really, I think. Maybe habit forming, it does say at the bottom there. So was she stealing drugs and doing drugs? Maybe. And was it possibly a case that her doing drugs led to the problems? Maybe the gunpowder in a bullet here, or the spent shell casing. Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt there would have really been gunpowder in that. Let's see. Nat and Bert got married in '86 at the Fountain of Paradise spaceport. did that really happen? Or is this a made-up picture? At a certain point, that kind of changes the story a little bit. I don't know if it really changes the story much, though. She's part of the Freedom Republic from Dallas, I assume, Texas. So there are these different countries that don't feel like they are quite corporatocracies, although it definitely feels like corporations have a lot more power. Hmm. Apparently she was looking for more education or retraining at a different school outside of their Venturis school system. None of this really matters too much. And I think it's worth pointing out that instead of being able to pick up things, just being able to highlight things and getting a prompt is probably good enough. I am definitely not sure I really need to know what a piece of tape looks like, but being able to hover over it and see that it is a piece of tape might be useful. Let's see, there's an energy cell here, but I don't think you're supposed to actually fix that. There's a Union poster here, which the idea of posters being torn down from the gym facilities and the gym lockers seems less likely like that's going to be a big deal. And then I guess we do need this open if we're going to see the percentage of this. Something has to happen, almost certainly, through these memories here. Through this memory and just following these last two people through two memories. Something has to change and something has to lead towards a bigger revelation than what we've had up until this point, because this has been fairly nothing. And this may be a memory. This was captured 18 hours ago, so it is the newest memory so far. But we have been going fairly long, as with all of these recordings. I wouldn't be surprised if we were completely done in the next recording. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 2 recordings. There is a possibility, certainly, that we would have to go back to every single area and kind of rush through everything a second time. If that's the case, that'll be very long, and that would potentially color a decision whether it's really worth going through the director's commentary. The director's commentary on a story like this is probably going to be fairly boring, because it's just going to tell you directly things that it should have probably just told you directly in the actual gameplay. But there might be some other insight in it. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.